Welcome back to SGW with Football. Today we have the third and final game of the ALCS with the Gators and the Mallards. Pre-game interviews coming up next. We're here with Alan Adamski of the Great Lake Gators. How do you feel coming into this one, the third matchup? You handled the second matchup well. How do you feel coming into this one?
I feel coming okay into this one. I feel like I've seen this pitching. I know what to expect, though he's a different taste, so he's got a more fresh arm.
He does have a fresh arm. Last game you pitched very well. You didn't give up much hits in that second game. You gave up a couple hits in the first game, but it wasn't awful. How are you going to keep that same momentum, keep it into this game?
Keep placing my pitches. I know he loves to chase them. If I can just keep him in the zone and just have him high-low, I'll get him.
That hitting, though, you didn't get much hits in the first two games. I think you got like two.
He had one.
It was a matter of,
second.
Walks. He didn't pitch well. How are you going to find that hitting today? How are you going to find the win?
It's hard to hit off. It's hard to hit off. Let's just try to swing early.
All right, we'll see with Blake Adamski. We're here with Blake Adamski. Blake, you played a good first game. You played not so well the second game. How are you going to dial in on that pitching, strike him out rather than walk him?
Made sure to keep throwing in the zone and try to get him to swing.
That is how you throw a strike. You do throw it in the zone. About that hitting, though, he was pitching very well the last two games. You couldn't really get a hit off him. I think he had like 3 or 4 hits. How are you going to come into this one, maybe rack up a couple more hits?
Made sure to only get in the zone swinging and pay attention a lot.
All right, first pitch is coming up next. Welcome back to White Vinyl. We have the Gators and the Mallards here in the ALCS Game 3. What will happen today, folks? Blake Adamski, on a fresh day, he's normally always better. Starts it out with the 0-1 count. It's been silence since everyone got here in this building. No talk, no chatter between the two. They're just ready for some wiffle ball, folks. Make it strike 2. He'll bring in an 0-2 count. Alan Adamski, already stuck in an 0-2. He's had this before. You got to focus on the ball, not the player. He'll strike him out on 3 pitches to start the game. Beautiful sequence from Blake Adamski. Blake Adamski on the mound. One of the best. We'll see in SGW as he throws an inside ball to Alan Adamski. This one is for all the marbles, folks, to go to the World Series, whoever wins this matchup. Outside. He'll ring it up at 2-0. Like I was saying, this one to go to the World Series. This would be a giant step in both of their directions. The 2-1 start for Adamski. Rings it inside to even it up on a hitter's count, 3-1. Alan Adamski kind of sitting pretty right now. Got to find it, though. Adamski to Adamski. Here we go. The 3-1. Hit him. It'll put a runner on here in the top of the first inning. So you can hear the rain starting to pick up here in Southgate, Michigan. A breezy 71-degree day here in Southgate, Michigan. That'll be a strike on the left side. It's starting to come down, folks, here in White Vinyl. Like I said, was that low? Yeah. A 1-1 count with a runner on first, and there's 1 down. 1 out, 1 down, 1-1. All ones on the score sheet. He'll swing at that one to even it up at 1-2. Here we go. White Vinyl. Just inside to even up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 even count, 1 down, a runner on first base. Adamski runs it right by his brother for strike 3. This series has been close, folks. The first game was a tight game. The second game was a tight game. Let's see if the third one is too. An 0-1 count to start him off. 0-1 count here in White Vinyl. The rain slowed down a little bit. Inside, even up the count at 1s. The 1-1 count with a runner on first base. 2 down here for Adamski. That'll be just low to even it up to put Alan Adamski in front at the 2-1. 2-1 count here. Winner goes to the World Series. 2 outs. Just tied to give him a hitter's count here at 3-1. 3-1 hitter's count here for Allen. A runner on first base. Walked him on 5. A nice work there from Alan Adamski to get another runner on base here in the early innings. Whoever wins this game, heading to the World Series against the Downtown Diamondbacks. Adamski in his windup. Just inside, making a 2-0 count. Alan Adamski won that second game that he had to. Now the pressure a little bit lower for him here, but still very high as he runs a strike right down the middle. 2-1 count here. Blake trying to fight back in a count. A runner on first and second with 2 down. He won't, though. That'll be an outside ball to make it 3-1 and another hitter's count as the rain starts to come back. 3-1 count. Runners on first and second. I'll walk him again to load up the bases here in the top of the first inning. The bases are loaded with 2 down here from Allen Adamski. What can he do with it, though? That one will be low to make it a 1-0 count here. A 1-0 count. The bases are loaded. There's 2 down here. Blake Adamski's got to dial in as he'll send him another ball, make it a 2-0 count. 2-0 count. Everybody's on, folks. But there's 2 down. He'll miss outside again to make it a 3-0 count. 3-0 count. The rain slowing down a little bit here in white vinyl. He'll give him a cookie, but he'll miss up high. Then I'll bring in a run for the Gators to start off their day. Allen Adamski scores the first run here in the early innings. But Blake's not going to like that. That'll be a strike down low. A 1-0 lead for the Gators. They still got the bases loaded, though. Make it an 0-2 count. He's not happy with the lead, though. He'll try to cut him down here. Rain starting to pick up a little bit here in white vinyl, but not too much. Just a light rain. Just high. Here we go. The 1-2. Can he finish him off here with 2 down? No, sir, he can. Oh, yes, he swung. My bad. All right, we'll see you in the bottom of the first inning. Welcome back to White Vinyl Field. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. Adamski starts off with a low fastball to make it 1-0. Allen got caught up with the early lead in the top of the first inning. What can Blake do to respond to that? That'll be a strike down low, make it a 1-1 count. He'll even it up. The 1-1 from Adamski to Adamski. That's going to be a nice pitch that just swerves outside to make it a 1-2 count here for Allen. The 1-2. No, sir. Just low. It'll be a 2-2. 2-2 count. What will he save from up here? Behind him to even up the count at full. The rain basically done here in Southgate, Michigan. Full count low as it slips out of his hand. He'll put a runner on. Allen Adamski here in the ALCS. Nobody expected him to be here. That'll be low for the 1-0. Game 3, 2-0, tense. Outside. 3-0. Runner on first. There's nobody down, though. Yes, sir. That'll hit the bottom right corner to make it a 3-1 hitters count. 3-1 here in white vinyl. What can he do with it, folks? He'll rip another strike in there, but he'll foul it off to make it a full count. This series has probably had about 40 full count pitches. And that one hits him in the hand. It'll load up the bases with nobody out, folks. Nobody down, bases loaded. He's glad he got that run in the first inning. But what can he do with it? He'll hit him again and bring in another one. That's not what you want to do here in the early innings of the ALCS when you're playing one of the best players in SGW wiffle ball. Bases are still loaded with nobody out. He'll swing at that one, though. Make it a 1-0 or 0-1. Rain starting to loosen up here in Southgate, Michigan. Just outside and make it a 1-0 count with the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. Adamski facing the rain. What can he do with it? Fires in a strike to make it a 1-2 count. 1-2 count if the rain starts picking up. We might have to go on delay, but right now we're fine. Just outside here. 2-2 count. No, sir. That'll be just low. Full count pitch once again. He's had 3 of them in 1 inning. And he'll do it this time. He'll get the out. That's what Allen needed right there, folks. The base is still loaded, though. Just outside to make it a 1-0. 1-0 count here. Runners on first, second. Matter of fact, third. 1 down. What can he do with it? Almost hits him again. Can't be throwing those in this big of a stage. 1-1 count. Sorry, 2-0 count. Just barely missed the inside. Allen needs to fire in 2 more strikes. He'll do another one. A great pitch that just ticked the outside. Score is now 2-1, folks. Yep, got him on that one. Here we go. Bases are loaded with 1 down. Make it a 1-2 count here in white vinyl. 1-2 Allen looking to get that second out. Got it. Beautiful pitch. I thought that one was going to point me, but it didn't. The bases are still loaded, though. He's got to stay poised. What can he do to get out of this jam? Fires in another strike. Beautiful pitch from Allen. The 1-1. Beautiful pitch that just swerves right into the zone to make it a 1-2 count. The bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. To get out of the jam, can he do it, folks? Yes, sir, he can. He'll like that one. 2 runs out of that jam with no outs, but the bases were loaded. He'll take it for that one. Top of the second inning here, folks. Just outside, that slurve ball from Blake Adamski. Blake was playing very good in the regular season. And he's looked good in the playoffs to make it a 2-0 count with that pitch, though. 2-0, nobody on, nobody out. Allen needs a strong inning. Make his way back to the scoreboard. Inside, 3-0. 3-0, nobody on, nobody out. What can he do with it here? Fires a strike right down the middle. Even it up at 3-1. 3-1, there's nobody on the bases, but there's nobody out as well. That'll be outside, give him his first base runner of the inning. Put a runner on first. Runner on first base. Nobody down. Clean count, now going to be right down the pipe. 0-1. One on first. That'll be low. Right underneath the strike zone to even up the count at ones. The 1-1. That'll be right down the middle. Make it a 1-2. 1-2. Runner on first base. Adamski's got to dial in here. He swings at a ball that was outside to give him his first out of the inning. Blake picking it back up here. He's found 3 straight strikes. What can he do with them, though? That'll be a low.
Did it not bounce back?
It's a strike here. Make it 0-2. What can Allen do with it? Absolutely nothing. That's another strike. Painted the zone. 2 outs. Clean count, 2 outs. Run around first base. Allen's got to do something. Just hit the outside pipe. Allen trying to find a rhythm here. And he's got to do good pitching next inning. What can he find? Just outside, even up the count at 1-1. 1-1 count, runner on first base. There's 2 down. Blake, a good pitch. Allen just over it. 1-2. The pitch. Just inside, even up the count at 2-2, folks. 2-2 count. Allen's got to get a piece, or he's got to find the bases. Just outside, it swiggles out. I didn't know that was a word, but it did swiggle. Full count pitch. The 4th of this game. What can he do with it? A low fastball that would have put another runner on, but Allen took a hack at it. We'll see you at the bottom of the second inning. It'll hit the garage, a foul ball on the first pitch. Here we go, folks. Bottom of the second inning. Blake trying to get some insurance. The 0-1. Outside, make it a 1-1 count. Allen found himself in a jam there in the first. See if he can even it up. It'll hit his leg, put a runner on first. Allen got to find something here in the second inning. What can he do with it, folks? We'll find out. Beautiful pitch. 0-1. 0-1 count. Runner on first. There's nobody down. Fires in another one that nicked the zone to make it an 0-2. Runner on first base, 1 down. Adamski taking a breather before this one. Allen on the mound. Just outside. 1-0. Allen, try to fight. That's a good ball. Fouls back to me, but it'll be strike 1. Yep, got him at strike 2 to make it a 1-2 count. You're number 1. Strike 3. No? That didn't hit the zone.
Okay. Hit the white pipe.
All right. It will even it up at 2-2. Steps off. Steps right back on, folks. Here we go. The 2-2. Adamski. Strike 3 to get the second out of the inning for Allen. Here comes his pitching. It's coming back, folks. We know him for that pitching. It's gotten so much better, and we can see it now. That was an outside fastball that Blake took a hack at. Fouls it down the first base line. 0-1, runner on first base. There's 2 down. Gators. Fires in a heaping fastball that almost just hit my ear. It'll be strike 2. 0-2 count. To get out of the inning, this would be sweet. Just low, unfortunately. Has room to work, though. The 1-2. 1 runner on, there's 2 down. That's a good piece of hitting. Blake will take second. Got time. 1-2. Allen had the lead in the count. He gave him a slow fastball right down the middle. It'll put a runner on second and third. He doesn't want this run to score. You need to get an out now. Outside, though. Now, the tension starts to come, and he's going to start to slip, as we have seen all year. The 1-0. A runner on second and third with 2 down. Yeah, he sure did. Make it a 1-1. 1-1 count. Allen's trying to get out of this one and focus on those bats. What can he do with the pitch? 1-1 count. Oh, just misses that inside piece of PVC. ALCS. Game 3. Bases loaded. Yes, sir. He'll take a hack at it. Make it a 0-1. The bases are still loaded, so everything is still dangerous. Strike 1. Make it a 1-1 count. 1-1 count. There's 2 down. Almost hit him again. He's got to stop. The play is over. He already let in the run. He's got to lock back in. Try to win this game. That's all he can do, folks. 2-1 count. Fired it right back to him. What a hit. He'll try to take second. He can't field the ball. He can't field the ball. He can't field the ball, folks. Wow. Time. A frustrating play. He had the play at home. An easy out to get out of the jam. Nothing would have scored. But instead, 2 runners will come in. That is unfortunate for Adamski. Now the score is 5-1. This game slowly getting out of reach. Allen steps foot back on the mound. 2 outs. Strike 1. Folks, he originally had the bases loaded, 2 outs. Not 1 runner scored. Now, there's been 4 runs that have came in this inning. Hit the strike zone again, an 0-2 count. We found him here last time. He hit him. A base is open this time, though. What can he do with it? He'll finally get that strikeout he's been looking for all inning. Top of the 3rd. Can Blake close it out to head to the World Series? It's quiet, cold, and rainy. Here outside ALCS Game 3, Allen Adamski just had one of his worst innings of the playoffs. The 6 seed against the 2 seed. He's unfavored, but he's still got an inning to work with. Inside again, 2-0 count. We've seen Blake give up 4-5 runs an inning. Allen needs that now. Strike 1. 2-1 count. Everybody's quiet here in this baseball park. Low. 3-1 count. Nobody on, nobody's down. Inside again to even up the count at 1-0. Allen needs 4 to stay in it. That'll get a piece of his wrist, I think. Yep. Piece of his elbow. It'll put a runner on first and second with nobody down. Folks, 4 runs, it isn't 8. It's not as many as you think, a couple mistakes. That was low.
Oh, what? In between the metal and the pipe.
No, it didn't.
It did.
A 1-0 count. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. He'll find the zone there. Almost swerved out, but it'll stay in for the 1-1. 2-1 count. No outs. Inside. 3-1. 3-1. Wow. He'll make the count full. Huge pitch. And he won't do it! He'll put another runner on. And now, folks, the tying run comes up to the plate. There's no outs. Now this game seems a little bit more closer than you think it would. Fires that one about 90 miles per hour. All right, 0-1. Bases are loaded. Another strike. 0-2. Bases are loaded. Allen needs a miracle. Time. Steps in. Inside to make the count 1-2. Bases are loaded. No one's out. Outside again, even up the count at 2-2. Adamski looking into Adamski's eyes. Strike 3 as he'll pick up his first out of the inning. You need something to happen if you're Allen here. Strike 1. At what point do you start taking a hack? If you know it's a strike, might as well swing. Strike 2. 0-2 count. The life of Allen seemingly dying as not one run has came across. Low. Even up the count at 2-2. 2-2 count. Bases are loaded. There's one down here in a White Vinyl Park ALCS Game 3. Inside, make the... Hit your elbow?
Yep, I did.
Okay. After review, that ball hit his elbow. One will come across. It'll be 5-2 with one out. And now it's a clean count. Outside, Blake Adamski has so much to work with. But he's got to dial in. Find this win. Leading run at the plate. Inside once again to make it a 2-0 count. 2-0. Bases go to 1 out. That was low. That was a low. Yeah?
Thought it hit it and went down with the very bottom of it.
I don't know.
You did this.
I don't. 3-0. Walked him on 4. Brings another one, make it 5-3. Bases are still loaded. There's only 1 out.
Huh?
5-3. ALCS. Game 3. Outside. 1-0 count. 2-0. After just almost nicked that outside corner, but it won't find it here. Steps in. 2-0. That one will be right down the middle. 2-1. Talk to yourself about that. 2-1. Inside. Once again, make it 3-1. A hitter's count. Blake talking about how he hasn't swung, but he hasn't thrown good pitches, frankly. So, if there's nothing to swing at, why swing? 3-1. Still talking. As he brings in the 4th run of the inning. Sorry, the 3rd run of the inning. But it'll make the score 5-4 with 1 out. Some life in this ballpark. Right down the middle. Strike 2. 1-2 scores 5-4. That'll hit the zone. 2 outs. The sun has come out, folks. But the ball field is tense. Just low. A 1-0 count. There's 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Allen needs 1 run to keep this game alive. Strike 1. 1-1 count, folks. Just nicked the plate. And now, Adamski's down to his last strike. 5-4. 1-2 count. Steps off. All the marbles. The whole season on the line. On these next 3 pitches. Struck him out! And Blake Adamski is heading back to the World Series for the 2nd straight year. Post-game interview coming up next. Here with the winner. You beat him. It was close, though. It was scary close.
Really close.
It came down to a couple of pitches. And that pitching, it wasn't stronger than it was earlier. What are you going to do in the World Series to make that pitching stronger?
Do my best to not get a walk, like as shown. Both games I won, or no hitters.
Nobody cares.
The only other game had 1 hit.
That is true. 2 no-hitters and 1 series. Great work. But your opponent in the World Series, I don't want to give no disrespect to Allen, but he might be a step better. You're looking at him.
Definitely some better pitching.
How are you going to face him when it comes to the pitching, when it comes to the hitting?
Make sure to watch a lot of the movement on the ball, and then I'll beat him by speed pitching.
All right, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you when the World Series kick off.